Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of What the Hell Is That? My name is Belil Black, and I will be your guide as you listen to true encounters with creatures, cryptids, and the paranormal as experienced by real eyewitnesses. If you are easily frightened or easily offended, then this series may not be for you. Good night, and good luck. Possessed by the devil. I'm 24 years old, living in Orange County, California. I've been getting possessed since I found God when I was 15, 9 years ago. I've been spiritually battling my faith. I have a lot of possession experiences, talking in multiple voices, acting inhumane, staring at walls and eating spiders, etc. Probably one of the most memorable experiences was when I was having an exorcism performed by a youth pastor at my church, and as soon as they started praying, I had some words and some language and twisted my neck, which put me in the hospital for several weeks, as well as outpatient psychotherapy. Ever since then, I refuse any exorcism of any kind, and I do as I'm told from the voices in my head. I recently hung myself and was seconds from death, knocked unconscious from the fall, and my dad saved me when he heard the ladder fall. Demons are real, and they want to destroy your life. You might have a good week, or even a good year with them, but with darkness comes lies. And after you get what you want, the demon will get what it wants, which is to ruin your life. I have now lost my job, my wife, and my sanity. I go in and out of mental hospitals because of this. For years I wanted to believe that it was all in my head, but no matter how hard I try, I still experience supernatural moments. I highly recommend anyone reading this to not believe a word anyone says until you experience it for yourself. Using candles, chants, or any kind of instrument does nothing. That is for the physical world only. Demons are spiritual. You need to close your eyes, maybe listen to satanic music. I recommend Cradle of Filth, Carmela's Mask. Music has always been a way into the spiritual world. Hence going to church to worship. Most worship through music. So whatever music that will attract darkness is what you want, and you want to have an open mind. Close your eyes and just speak out loud or in your head. To whom which you want, nothing physical will happen. Takes time. It's like a virus in your body that will eventually get worse. You will know when you have demons living inside you when you start acting completely opposite from your normal self. So if that's what you want, will be my guest. But this shit is real. And I come from an atheist family. True satanic worshippers end up dead before the age of 30 or in prison because demons will always whisper death into your ears. Love does not exist in the realm of hell. God is love, and Satan is the angel of lies and deceit. If you love anything in life, you will lose this when becoming at your full possession. My encounter with two black-eyed children. In 2007, I briefly separated from my husband. He had serious drug issues, and I got tired of the stress and the lying. A friend of mine was moving to Wisconsin, and he offered to help me get out of Florida. And I had 3 teenage kids who were also really ready to start a new life, so I took him up on his offer. I had a small car, and I signed it over to my husband because I couldn't get it, to Green Bay easily. We left in mid-August and arrived in Green Bay 17 hours later. My friend had rented a home for us and we settled in. It was in a perfect neighborhood. We couldn't be happier. One day in September, my kids went to a park that was at the end of the street. I was home alone just enjoying my new life. I had the front door open and the storm door closed and locked. Then there was a knock at the door. As I turned from the kitchen and took a step toward the door, the strongest feeling of doom overcame me. I was filled with terror. I stopped for a moment in my tracks. Another knock came from the door, and I found myself suddenly standing in front of it. Standing on the top step were two boys, maybe 12, 13 years old. The terror inside me was so strong that I wanted to vomit. I was shaking when I began to speak, but one of the boys spoke first. "Please, miss, can you let us in? We need to use your phone." The fear was palpable, but I answered, "Don't you guys have a phone?" They both turned to each other, not saying a word. Then the boy spoke, changing the question matter. "Please, miss, my brother needs to use your bathroom. We won't hurt you. You don't have to worry. Please, give us permission to come in." I said, "No, I don't think so. There's a gas station on the next corner." The boy's head tilted upward and his eyes were just two deep, dark pools, soulless. The other boy also looked at me. "Miss, we need to come in now. Let us in." I said, "No." I slammed the door and locked the knob, the chain, and the deadbolt. I was shaking like I had been in a very cold room. I looked out the peephole, and they were both looking at the door. The one boy kept saying, "Please let us in. We're cold." How can they be cold? It's 80 degrees outside. I yelled through the door, "Go away. I'm going to call the police." I looked out and they stood there and only stepped off the stairs when my boys came walking up the sidewalk. I watched as the boys got to the end of the walkway and turned in the opposite direction of which my boys were walking. They ran up to the door and were surprised to find it locked. I carefully unlocked it and hurried them in, then locked it behind them. They asked me who the kids were, and I told them that they were just kids selling candy for their schools. After that day, I try to stay aware of what is around me at all times. All I know is that I experienced something out of a movie, it seemed. It traumatized me, and I sleep with the lights on now. I didn't tell my kids until my youngest, a girl, had graduated high school. My oldest son said that the moment they had stepped onto the sidewalk where our home was, he felt a weird feeling in the pit of his stomach. He also admitted that he had seen the both of them down on the walking trail, but never since. Every time I think of that night, I get sick.